Hello, and welcome to Sitta's Baked Goods. Today we're going to continue on with creating our own recipe with peanut butter cookies. From last time, I've changed the size of the recipe and tweaked a few of the ingredients, mainly the peanut butter. So let's get into it. So in my recipe I have changed it to be 24 cookies, or 2 dozen. However, while I'm testing, making sure that it works, I'm going to reduce it down to about 6 cookies to a manageable amount. I don't want to be making too many cookies that turn out bad anyways. So, let's do the exact same thing we needed last time. Okay, so let's grab the peanut butter, start with that. So we're doing a fourth of my recipe. Now let's add our sugar. Let's mix that up. Now I've decided against using chunky peanut butter, as that was an option beforehand, but I feel like once we start adding chocolate, we won't need that chunky peanut butter for the texture. Now I'm still debating on what I'm gonna do, put chocolate chips in here or just do a chocolate drizzle. So for today, we're just gonna test out if this recipe works as it is, and then we'll come back again to try to figure out if adding chocolate chips or drizzle is better. But first we're going to do this. Now, I don't need a full egg's worth. I only need about 40 grams, so I'm going to put exactly 40 grams. That's why I've whisked it up. I want to be as close to the recipe as possible so that it doesn't put too much egg in here. So if I just use that whole egg, I'd have to change my whole recipe to add a whole nother 40 grams to the total, because when you times it by 4, that would be another 10 grams in there. Looking promising. So let's put on our oven. I've also tried to adjust the recipe to fit perfectly with this, so that I don't have to constantly pick from other ones like I had to do last time, but we'll see how that works out. Okay, so now it's a bit liquidy, so maybe I need to adjust some more, but should be fine. One. I'm trying to go for a more moist cookie, so we'll see if what I did change to the recipe helps with that. I added more peanut butter compared to the sugar and egg. And I'm going to avoid using vanilla in this one and see the difference between using vanilla and not using vanilla. Okay, now I just have to scrape this last one out. So it looks like my recipe is weighed out properly to be exactly 6 cookies. Because once I get this out, yeah, this looks small, but once I get this out as well, it's exactly the right amount. I might adjust it slightly upwards just to make sure that, in a bakery sense, your staff might be putting a little bit too much in the first one compared to the last one. So if I add just like an extra 10-20 grams to a batch of 6, spread out through the peanut butter, the sugar, the egg, it will make it easier for them to get a more uniformed product. And because this is a lot softer, I don't need to roll it into a ball. I'm just gonna press it down like this. See how this turns out. I like this design, so we're going to continue with this design. I also want to just see if it's easier to just scoop them out and then pour them, because remember last time rolling the balls was a lot more time consuming, and I want to make sure that it's as quick and easy as possible for a bakery, since at home it doesn't really matter because you can always have all the free time in the world, but when you're at your business you want to make sure that it's quick and fast. So once our oven heats up, I'll put these in. I'll wash while I'm waiting, and we'll come back then. So I just realized that it didn't catch me putting the salt in, but there is salt in here, just so follow the recipe. You can just throw it in whenever you want. So we're gonna put these in now, but remember there is salt. I just forgot to show you guys. Sorry about that. So we're gonna put these in and see how they turn out in a few minutes. We're gonna try 10 minutes and see how well that goes, but as we're learning, we'll figure out the exact timing. It ended up being about 15 minutes. These are how they turned out. Just turning brown on the outside. I might put them in for another minute. Yeah, I'm gonna put them in for another minute. We'll come back then. So, just that little minute left later. They're a lot more dark. They look okay. They're cracking a bit. They're a bit flat. You don't see the design as much. We'll see how it tastes in the end. This will be fine if I have the chocolate in it, like the drizzle. So I'm probably gonna have to go with the drizzle and not the chocolate chips, because this seems to be a little too thin and the chocolate chips would be like the height of it. So I'll probably just go with drizzle. Once these cools down, I'll taste test them and figure out what I'm going to change. So this is how they turned out. They taste great. They're nice and moist in the middle. So the recipe is good and done. I have slightly adjusted to add that 20 grams I was talking about, so that when I make 2 dozen at the bakery, the first cookie isn't bigger than the last cookie, or I don't get 23 cookies instead of 24. So that's been fixed. Now the only thing I need to test out now is maybe I do still do the chocolate chips and just put them on top, or a drizzle. So we're going to try that next time, and then this recipe will be finished. If you've liked this video, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I even have my own website. Thank you, and have a nice day.